Hi everybody, another video, hottest day of the year apparently, and so decided to do a sweaty barre class. All you're going to need today is a chair, and for me I'm using my boxes, my reformer boxes, just because they were in the studio and they're quite a nice height. If you would prefer a piece of furniture that's a little bit higher, as long as there's a safe space round about, then please do just take something that is most suitable to you. And also we're going to use a ball. So the ball is going to go in between the knees, and we're just going to do a little bit of squeezing. So if you haven't got a ball, then just use something like a cushion, something that you can squeeze, okay? And turn the music up a little tiny bit. And I want you to now just think about how you're going to stand. I really don't mind if you choose to have one hand on, or if you would prefer to have both fingertips just lightly onto the back of your chair. So obviously the back of the chair would be here. So I'm going to choose to stand like so, and we're just going to walk out the feet. Walk, 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 walk. So that would look like this. And you're thinking parallel, okay? So always imagining that your limbs, your legs are tracking along imaginary railway tracks. So really straight. Be careful that your knees don't fall out to the side. And then you're going to slowly bring both heels down and simply lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. So remember, you don't have to stand in this position. You can always be like so. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So really thinking about working through that ankle joint. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Really focus on where the weight is. You should start to feel those calves beginning to burn a little. Imagine there's a string on the crown of your head, lifting you up. Lift, lower, lift, lower. We'll do two more. One more. Pause. Now from here, we're going to bend, lift, straighten, lower. Bend, lift, straighten, lower. Bend, lift, straighten, lower. Bend and lift and straighten and lower. Really think about that articulation through your feet. Bend, lift, straighten, lower. Bend and lift and straighten and lower. Now we're going to go the other way. So it would look, if you're here, like so. And from here, you're going to straighten, bend, heels down, straighten, lift up, bend, heels down, straighten. You might prefer to have your hand onto your hip, straighten and lift, bend, heels down, straighten, lift, bend, heels down, straighten. Keep it going, and be careful when you push your heels down that you don't end up tipping your body forwards. Remember that string that's on the crown of your head all the time. And we'll do a couple more. Heels down, straighten. One more, bend, heels down, straighten. So really don't mind if you're standing, as I say, facing, or standing with one hand on. And now you're going to come back to your parallel feet position, hold. You're going to lift so that you have your heels in a gentle high heel. So imagine just like a little kitten heel. The heels remain at that height, and you're simply going to bend and straighten, bend and straighten. So really think that you are almost gliding your back down a glass wall. So you can see, I'm hoping that my head isn't in front of the shoulders. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Keep this going. Remember how still your heels are. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Two more. One more. Hold it down here and think pulses. Now you're only going to go as far into this knee bend as your knees will allow. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 2, 1. Hold all the way back up again. Now, if you can, we're going to bring those heels together. Now, can you remember when we go into an external rotation, it comes from your hip, not just lazily from the feet. You have to come from the turnout in that hip. So we're going to lift up and we're going to glue those heels firmly together. Remember that puppet string. Make sure you have good posture before you begin. And we bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend and straighten. Remember that pelvis all the time, as close to a neutral spine as you can manage. Bend, straighten. So if your knees bother you at all, just don't bend so much. Keep it less of a knee bend. Really think, squeeze the bottom every time, squeeze. You can also think about your seat bones. Imagine the seat bones open, close, open, close, close, open, close, open, close. One more, close and hold it here. Remember, you're only going down as far as you can manage. Weight predominantly between big toe and little toe. And from there, we're going to pulse, 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 pulse. Think down, down, down and down. Really think about your form all the time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. All the way back up, taking those high heels out to a wider second position. If you've ever been on the reformer machines, think about your feet wide on the foot bar. Again, your weight, think between big toe, second toe, but it's also including that little toe, so don't forget about your little toe. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend and straighten. Really remember those seat bones. They can open, pull, close, open, pull, close. Open the seat bones, close them, open, close them. Be aware of your bottom. It squeezes every time that you come to that straight leg. And we'll do a couple more, 2 more, 1 more. You're going to hold it down here. Really think about that string on the crown of your head. Watch you haven't lifted your heels too high. And we pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We'll do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. All the way up. Just lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. So really focus on just catching a little bit of your breath. Almost like a little active recovery. We'll do a couple more, 2 more, and 1 more. And pause, let your heels come down. You can shake your legs out just for a moment. And we're now going to find that little almost zigzag position. So the best way to find this is to come into a little turnout again. Watch you're not too far away from your chair, your bar, your large piece of furniture. And you're going to slide your foot up towards the big toe. I don't mind which one you do. And then you're going to bring it almost a foot's length in front of you. And we bend, straighten. So you can feel the restriction on this back leg. So you can feel how you can only go so far. And be careful if you're someone whose arches collapse, that you don't find that your arch is collapsing to try and let your brain think it's going further down. You only go as far down as you have the ankle range, the mobility in the ankle. We'll do 2 more, 1 more, pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold all the way up onto your toes, exactly the same. Bend, straighten, as light as you can on your little support. bend, straighten, bend, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. Now from there, we're going to do a little bit of straightening the leg and elevate off that front leg so it becomes a little bit of a balance. Be careful you're not leaning backwards. And bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Remember, you're trying to keep the heel that's lifted at exactly the same angle all the time. Bend, straighten. 4, 5, 6, relax your shoulders, and 8, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it all the way up and lower the heel back down. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you might want to turn around, but obviously I don't want to turn around because my back will be to you. So you might move your chair around to the other side, and we're going to find that lovely turnout position again. And then you're going to slide your new leg, so that's the one that just feels like it's been working, up towards that big toe and a little way in front of you. And again, we bend, straighten. So this ankle, the new ankle, might feel very different. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. So you can take a little sneaky peek and just see if that knee is tracking over the big toe, second toe. Be careful you're not pushing your bottom out every time. So imagine you've been cut in half and you're looking down at your bottom half, which is like a bucket full of water. You're not spilling the water out of the front of the bucket. Now we hold down here, pulse 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back up. And we're going to do this exactly the same, but with the lifted heels. Keep that external rotation of both the legs. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. We'll do 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come down, hold. Now really think about your square shoulders, shoulder blades melting down your back, string on the crown of your head, pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it here, all the way back up. We're going to think about exactly the same, but this time with a little balance. So we elevate off that front leg. Now be careful that you don't topple backwards. Be careful you're not relying on the chair. Be careful you're not moving into a little internal rotation. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend and straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. We'll do 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it down here. Now remember that underside heel is lifted. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold all the way up and bring it down. Just let your legs shake out for a moment. Very well done. Now I'm going to face my chair, and I just want you to think about, you've got 2 options here. You could either have your hands and just bend a little through the elbows, or you could take your hands like so, so that you've got one arm over the other. So it's entirely up to you. I'm going to do the one arm over the other. If you've got an uncomfortable chair, you might want to pause the video, put like a little blanket or something over it so it's not really bothering your elbows. And from here, I want you to try and find a neutral spine. So remember, it's rather like a box position, a plank position. So you might have to just push your seat bones out a little. The low hairline draws in, and make sure that those thigh bones are directly underneath you. You don't want to be back like this. So So bring the thigh bones under you. Neck is beautifully long, shoulder blades really soft. We're going to come into a little bit of an external rotation. And all I want you to do from here is to sweep the back leg back and bring it back in. Back and back in. Back, only taking it to about the height of your hip. Now, you're not allowing your shoulders to lift every time that you take this leg back. We'll make that 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to do 8 more. We'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, feel that standing leg, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're going to take it all the way back, circle it around and in. Back, it goes out a little and in. Back, out a little and in. This is 4. We're going to do 8. Back, around. 3 more, back and around. 2 more, round. It goes back and all the way around. And now we're going to go the other way. So we go out a little, back and down. Out a little, back and straight back down. Out a little, so it's like very small little semicircles. Be careful that your shoulders aren't lifting throughout. We'll do 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more. Now you're going to bring the leg out, hold, you're going to bend it a little, you're going to slightly bend that support leg as well, and you're going to do little pulses. Pulse, 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 and pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold. If you can, you're now going to take a hold of that foot and you're going to lift the knee up and back a little. My support leg is still bent. Hold and stretch. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then slowly bring it all the way down. We're going to switch to the other side. So standing, a little tiny external rotation. You're going to hinge almost forwards, find that little curve in the low back again, bottom ribs in, seat bones pushing away from you. And now we're simply going to take the other leg back and down, back and down, back and down, back and down. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we have 8 more, 8, control this, 6, and if you can't get all the way up to your hip, it doesn't matter, you just do the range that works for you and think carefully about your form. We'll do 2 more, 1 more. Now this time, we're going to take the leg back, we're going to circle it around, and again, back, circle. Back, circle, back, circle, and back, and circle. We'll do 4 more. Keep those shoulders beautifully stable. 2 more, and 1 more. Lovely hip mobility. Now we're going to go the other way. So a little out, back, and down. Out, back, and down. Out, back, and down. Out, back, and down. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And on this next one, bring it back, hold. You're going to find that little tiny bend, and we'll do a little pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it there. You're going to now take a hold, sorry, with the other arm, that foot, and if you can, just a little stretch. So you lift the knee up and a little back. Hold and breathe. we're going to do something else now, this time with our ball. So I want you to take the ball and pop it just above your knees. And you're going to stand for a moment and you're going to think about your posture, and then we're going to get these inner thighs working. So from here, just think about getting that feeling of the feet being close enough that you can actually squeeze either the doubled over cushion, pillow. Make sure that you've got enough of something that's resisting against your inner thighs that you can actually squeeze it. And from there, I simply want you to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift, lower, lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, last one, lift and lower. Now you're going to hold it here. I want you to slowly from there come into a little knee bend. Now again, I've got that gentle raise of the heels, not too high, not too low, just holding and breathing. And then from there, I want you just to think about gentle squeezes. Squeeze in, release, squeeze in, release. So keep that little rhythm going of the squeezes of your inner thigh. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And we'll make this a little bit of a balance as well. So from here, see if you could bring one arm up and bring it all the way back down again. Then see if you could bring the other arm up. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So you might be holding on, facing forwards, so that'll be more challenging. Now see if you could bring them both up. So it's really a lovely little balance there. You're keeping very, very centered through big toe, second toe. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Bring either one or both hands down again, because you might be facing your chair, holding with both hands. I'm still squeezing. Now pause, and from there, I want you to straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Straighten, keep squeezing that ball. And 5, 4, keep those heels still. 2, 1, pause, pulse down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here if you can. Now we're going to go a little bit lower if you can. I've still got my heels up. And we're going to squeeze the ball. Keep squeezing it. Now we're going to do mini pulses. Always thinking about the in. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. 2 more sets. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Little shake maybe going on. Rely as little as you can on your chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Lift, lower, pop the ball to one side and shake your legs out. All that lovely work, lovely standing work. We're just going to take a little bit of a stretch from here. So you're going to stand at the back of your mat. You're going to take one foot forwards into a little lunge position. So just hold and breathe in your lunge. Quite familiar with these. Now I want you to think about the position of your pelvis. Allow it just to tip back ever so slightly. This is when you stretch out your hip flexor. It's a little psoas stretch. And the same side arm as you have back behind you, bring that arm up. And then from there, you're going to take a very gentle opening up of your rib cage, remember, to help you to laterally flex across. Hold and breathe. If you want to make it more challenging, take your other hand, hold your wrist, and reach up and away. Holding and breathing. Now bring it all the way back and down. And if you can, you're going to take your same side hand down as you have foot forwards. And then we're just going to open, open, open out to the side. You can always do this with back knee bend. Open, open, open. And then bring each hand down to the floor with your foot pretty much in the middle. And you're going to slowly from there push your seat bone backwards on that front leg. And you're going to lift the toes up. push your breastbone forwards. Now my biggest focus is on my seat bone pushing backwards. Really feel your pelvis tip forwards. Foot comes down and slowly bring that back foot back all the way back up, back up, back up. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So stepping back or forwards, however you've ended up on your mat. New side. Just take a moment to find that stability. Remember, if this is challenging for you, you can always just do this on bent knee, okay? Just want to keep adding the balance challenge. So we're holding and breathing. Make sure this back leg is as straight as you can manage. And then slowly from there, your same side arm, as you have the leg back behind you, is going to lift up. And then from there, I want you to use your rib cage to come across to the side. So the rib cage, I'm going to show you what this looks like this way. So from here, we brought that arm up. Now lateral flexion comes from the parting of the ribs. So the ribs open. It's as easy as that. You shouldn't really feel it so much in the ribs as you do in your hip. Try not to let your head go too far away from the arm. If you want to add to this, take a hold of the wrist with the other arm and add a little intensity to that stretch. Bringing it all the way back and down. Now if you can, my same side arm, as I have leg forwards, is going to come down to the floor, back leg stretches back, and we're going to open, open, open to the side. Open, open, open. So really feel that lovely rotation, nice little inner thigh stretch. Then each of your hands come down. I shall just show you what this looks like from this angle. So we're here now. Okay. And then slowly from there, you're going to allow your seat bone to push right back on the stretching front leg. And you're going to allow yourself to push your breastbone forwards. My pelvis tips forwards and allow the toes to come up. So we really are going for as flat a back as we can manage. And you should feel that in your hamstring. Foot comes down, knee bends. Take a little stand forwards and let your head just hang. Spike those seat bones upwards. Take a wide full inhale into the back and the base of the lungs, and as you restack, low back, middle back, upper back, and eyes, really think about every single bone in your spine as you're standing there. Lift the arms up, push the palms away, all the way down, 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 down. And that is our standing bar, so no lying on the mat. Should feel really good to work on your balance, to work on all the muscles in the legs. A lot of these movements are very similar to the work that you do on the reformer. So if you do reformer at all, think about all the different foot positions, how you position your feet onto the foot bar. Thank you so much. Apologies for looking so hot, and I shall see you in